Willis Winn. Willis Winn was an ex-slave who lived in the United States in the 1800s. During this time, many African Americans were held as slaves and treated very poorly. They were often forced to work long hours and were not treated with respect or given basic rights. Willis Winn claims to be 116 years old. He was born in Louisiana, a slave of Bob Winn, who Willis says taught him from his youth that his birthday was March 10, 1822. When he was freed, Willis and his father moved to Hope, Arkansas, where they lived 16 years. Willis then moved to Texarkana and from there to Marshall, where he has lived 14 years. Willis lives alone in a one-room log house in the rear of the Howard Vestal home on the Powder Mill Road, north of Marshall, and is supported by an $11 per month old-age pension. One thing that Willis Winn is known for is that he held onto the horn that was used to call slaves. This horn was used by slave owners to gather their slaves and get them to do work. It was a symbol of the harsh treatment that African Americans faced during this time. Willis Winn held onto the horn as a way to remember his time as a slave and to remind others of the struggles that he and many others went through. He used the horn to educate people about the history of slavery and to help others understand what life was like for slaves. Here are some of his statements. The onlyest statement I can make about my age is my old master, Bob Winn, always told me if anyone ask me how old I is to say I's born on March the 10th, in 1822. I's knowed my birthday since I's a shirt-tail boy, but can't figure in my head. My pappy was Daniel Winn and he come from Alabama, and I 'member him always sayin' he'd like to go back there and get some chestnuts. Mammy was named Patsy and they was 9 of us chillin'. The 5 boys was me and Willie and Hosea and 2 George, and the gals was Carlina and Dora and Anna and Ada, and all us lived to be growed and have chillin'. Massa Bob's house faced the quarters where he could hear us holler when he blowed the big horn for us to get up. All the houses was made of logs and we slept on shuck and grass mattresses what was always full of chinches. I still sleep on a grass mattress, 'cause I can't rest on cotton and feather beds. We eat yellow bread and greens and black-eyed peas and pot liquor and sopped glasses. Us and the white folks all cooked in fireplaces. A big iron pot hung out in the yard for to bile greens and hog jowl and sich like. We didn't know nothing about baking powder and made our soda from burnt cobs. That's just as good soda as this Arm & Hammer you get in the store. We eat flour bread Sundays, but you daren't get caught with flour dough, 'cept on that day. Mammy stole lots of it, though. She rolled it up and put it round her head and covered it with her head rag. Wild game was all over the country, buffalo and bears and panthers and deer and possum and coon. The squirrels most run over you in the woods. We eat at a long, wooden trough and it was always clean and full of plenty grub. We used buffalo and fish bones for spoons, and some eat with they hands. The grub I liked best was whatever I could get. Us slaves didn't wear nothing but white Lowell cloth. They give us pants for Sunday what had a black stripe down the leg. The chillin' wore wool clothes in winter, but the big folks wore the same outfit the year round. They didn't care if you froze. Even though Willis Winn lived a long time ago, his story is still important today. It helps us remember the difficult history of slavery in the United States and to learn from the past so that we can create a better future for everyone. So, we should always remember Willis Winn and the struggles that he and other ex-slaves went through.